Welcome back to This Week in Tyranny, Dia de los Muertos edition, the only show where the news reads like a rejected season of Black Mirror. I'm fully caffeinated, so let's do this. On Friday, 2 federal judges ordered the USDA to use the $6 billion contingency fund and keep SNAP benefits flowing, but Trump said, nope. So on Saturday, people across the country lined up for free meals and groceries at food pantries and drive-through giveaways. The justification? Total fiction. Just last month, the administration acknowledged this fund could be used during a shutdown. On September 30th, the day before the shutdown, USDA posted a 55-page plan stating it would continue core nutrition programs. Then this week, they scrubbed the document, replaced it with a new memo, and pretended the law magically changed overnight. No new statute, no court ruling, no constitutional shift, just political sabotage masquerading as policy. Their memo claims the contingency fund, quote, is not available after they used it during Trump's last shutdown without blinking. This isn't confusion. It's cruelty and deliberate deprivation, weaponizing hunger to score political points. A judge ordered the government to report back by Monday on how it would fund SNAP accounts. This isn't a shutdown. It's a slow-motion purge of the poor. And because being alive apparently now qualifies as a luxury, ACA enrollment opened Saturday, with premiums doubling overnight. On average, 114% increases for 2026 plans. In states like Florida, Texas, and Georgia, the freedom states, some older low-income workers are now looking at 4 times higher premiums as pandemic subsidies expire mid-shutdown. Of the 10 states with the highest number of SNAP recipients, 7 voted for Trump. Congratulations! You defeated socialism. Hope the hospital takes patriotism as payment. But seriously, you shouldn't need a GoFundMe to see a doctor. Yet here we are. But hey, at least the administration is consistent in their cruelty. They are equally committed to endangering lives both at home and abroad. Yay, equality! Trump's boat strikes have now unalived more than 60 people, with the 15th attack just yesterday. And somehow this story keeps getting worse. 2 weeks ago, the 4-star admiral overseeing the mission, Alvin Halsey, abruptly resigned less than a year into the job. No explanation, no accountability. He just walked. And now the Pentagon and Republicans in Congress are refusing to let him testify to Congress because apparently oversight is optional now. Officials also admitted this week they can now target people merely, quote, affiliated with groups Trump labels narco-terrorists. They can't define affiliated, though, but apparently they can kill you for it. Survivors from previous strikes weren't detained or charged, they were sent home, meaning Trump's government needed less evidence to kill them than it would to arrest them. The UN human rights chief has called the earlier strikes unlawful and demanded transparency. The administration's response? Basically, NSA, ghost emoji, and trust us. Nothing says innocent operation like refusing to release evidence and expanding the ocean kill zone. Just a reminder that the War Powers Resolution requires the president to get the approval of Congress for any hostilities lasting more than 60 days, which is tomorrow, for anyone keeping track. You might think all this constituted a crisis that would urge Congress to get back to work. You'd be wrong. Speaker Mike Johnson announced Congress won't return next week. Again. 42 million people face hunger, federal workers aren't being paid, and Republicans in Congress are on recess. A taxpayer-funded vacation for people who believe governing is optional if Jesus likes you, I guess. Meanwhile, Democrats are still in D.C. doing their jobs, and Republicans are doing whatever theocratic landlords do on holiday, probably blessing eviction notices and Googling biblical loophole for brunch. And Johnson still refuses to swear in Arizona's new member, literally blocking a duly elected representative while the country burns. But why, you might ask? Why is Johnson doing this? Well, Susie, it's because he's more concerned with protecting pedophiles than doing his forking job. Across the pond, the King of England stripped Prince Andrew of his title over Epstein ties. Mike Johnson? Nope. He's busy trying to shield Epstein documents like they're the Ark of the Covenant. Meanwhile, air traffic controllers, TSA agents, and federal workers are going unpaid in the shutdown. But ICE agents, full salaries, baby, which they obviously need to buy the costumes they used while raiding neighborhoods and scaring children in Chicago and LA on Halloween. According to multiple eyewitnesses and immigration attorneys, ICE agents were seen near trick-or-treater routes in Chicago and LA, some even wearing horror masks while targeting Latino families. Parents begged DHS to stop traumatizing children for one night, just one night. And Kristi Noem responded like a horror villain auditioning for Fox News. Quote, "We absolutely are not willing to put on pause any work that we will do to keep communities safe. Only in Trump's America do kids dress as superheroes to feel safe from the government." And while ICE is out terrifying children, the FBI is apparently just inventing crime now. On Friday, Kash Patel, somehow still running the FBI, announced they, quote, "foiled a Halloween terror plot in Detroit." Tiny detail, defense attorneys say there's zero evidence a plot ever existed. None. They say the FBI arrested a group of teenagers who the complaint literally describes as gamers for a terror plot nobody has actually seen. And if that wasn't enough, Patel just fired Stephen Palmer, a senior FBI official of 27 years who oversaw the agency's jet fleet, after reporters noticed Patel used an FBI aircraft to visit his girlfriend in Nashville on day 32 of the Republican shutdown. But wait, you say, if the agent leaked classified information, he should be fired. Sure, except the logs were publicly trackable on FlightAware. Palmer is the third head of the FBI's Critical Incident Response Group to be fired by Patel. And as of Sunday, Patel's plane, N708JH, is no longer traceable. So instead of stopping real threats like human trafficking, hate crimes, or extremist groups that actually exist, the boss uses a multi-million-dollar jet for date night, and federal agents are treating gamer trash talk like it's an Al-Qaeda briefing. This isn't counterterrorism. It's confusing a Call of Duty voice chat for ISIS recruitment and treating taxpayers like carnival rides. And while all this chaos is raining down, Trump had plenty of time to hop online Friday to flex about his newly renovated marble bathroom. Yes, that was real news. He proudly announced, hold on, I need to, here's the quote. "I did it in black and white polished statuary marble. Very beautiful. And by the way, some people think it could be from the time of Abraham Lincoln. It could be original marble that was there." I'm sorry, what? Okay, little detour here. I actually fact-checked this because apparently this is the timeline where I have to research 19th century plumbing to survive authoritarian decay. Okay, and you know why I was able to verify all of this? Because every president before Trump actually documented and got approval for their renovations. They didn't just gut parts of the White House like a rogue real estate developer with a sledgehammer. Okay, my dude. Indoor plumbing wasn't fully installed in the White House until 1853. Lincoln took office only 8 years later in 1861. Sure, he had bathrooms, but we're talking tin tubs and chamber pots, not Versailles by Wayfair. According to White House history, 1902 saw Roosevelt add bathrooms and plumbing upgrades, but even his plan for marble floors, just the floors, got cut for budget reasons. The Orange Man's out there trying to get Antiques Roadshow to authenticate his toilet. And how much did this bathroom cost the American taxpayers? Oh, we don't know? Okay, cool. And if you need even more evidence that the Orange Man is only concerned about his net worth and royal bling, Friday night Trump hosted a Great Gatsby-themed gala at Mar-a-Lago. Not the White House, where governing apparently no longer takes place. Champagne towers, a jazz band, gilded everything, and the slogan, quote, "a little party never killed nobody," is the austerity ball for the ruling class only. F. Scott Fitzgerald is chain-smoking in the afterlife. And Trump is staying in Mar-a-Lago for the next week to play golf, because priorities. So to summarize, this week, the government managed to terrorize kids on Halloween, delay food benefits, spike healthcare costs, expanded illegal military action, throw a roaring 20s fantasy party, and bragged about a bathroom like it was the Iron Throne, all while Americans ration groceries and the administration claims they have no money. America isn't descending into dystopia. We're hosting it, poorly, with themed cocktails. Stay loud, stay angry, and hold your loved ones close, because you never know when the government might show up in a Chucky mask.